Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of A Safe Space for Men. I'm your host, Ron. Before we get started, please remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe to the podcast. I truly appreciate it. We had eight episodes now, so we kind of rolling at it now. Halfway to where I thought I would be. I figured I would probably do like 20 episodes, and I don't know. So I've been being pretty consistent, dropping every week. Last week and this week though, I'm recording a little late, which means I'll probably drop it a little late. Normally I'll drop it like 6 a.m. on Monday. It's probably not gonna drop to like 10 a.m. So I do apologize for that. For the ones that I know actually do, like, they listen to it like on the way to work. But I'm gonna get back on my schedule actually this week. I'll actually be able to like bulk record when I'm out of town. Before we get started, October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. So just love and prayers to any woman that's grieving or dealing with that now, or has dealt with the loss of a child. I'm a man, so I obviously can't carry, and I can't birth a child. So I don't know exactly what that feels like, but I know a few people that I've seen post about it, or people I know directly that are dealing that they are dealing with that, and they have been through that. So that's a hard thing to deal with. I actually was on marchadimes.org because I wanted to know a little bit about it, and I came across a story, like a crazy story, about this married couple named Elizabeth and Ronald. Ironically, Elizabeth, she was carrying triplets, and the first two died. The first one was stillborn, and then the second one died 10 days later. The third was born on Valentine's Day, so this all happened like around like the end of January going into February. But the baby, I think the last baby that was born was like 2 pounds and like 8 ounces. And he's alive and well. I think his name was William. He ended up he's like doing really good at school now. He's like an athlete and shit like that. But that's like, I was reading, I was just like, I'm a man, and like, if I'm a dad and I have kids, and you obviously you never want to like bury any of your kids or anything like that, but could you imagine having to, like, you're expecting triplets and then you only come out of it with one? Like, that's kind of insane. So it was a really sad story. They actually went on to have more kids. They had another child. They had another child after the triplets. I think it was a little girl. The guy William, he's like 12 or 13, I believe. I can't remember. I didn't write that down in my notes, but I just came across that. It was like just a wild story, like, because I was just looking up stuff, with infancy loss, and just seeing if anything popped up, and that was like one of the first things to pop up. So again, anybody that's dealing with that, love and prayers to you, and take it a day at a time, and definitely sorry for your loss. I have this week the final of the 3 weddings over 6 weeks that I've been doing. This is probably like the biggest one, or like most important one, because it's my brother, my best friend. He's getting married, and I'm looking forward to it. I got to do a best man speech. I haven't written it down yet. I got it all up here. Like, I know what I want to say. I may still write it down. I'm not sure, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited. I was talking to him the other day. He's really excited. I've known Lewis since, my God, I was 3 or 4. So we've got like 33 or 34 years of friendship, which is like insane. To be able to have that's a real childhood friend. I've known this guy since I was really a kid, like a baby, and yeah, I'm just really excited, man. I picked my tux up a couple days ago. I still decide when I'm flying out, because the wedding is in Cleveland. I've been looking for some stuff to do in Cleveland. I don't know. There's nothing to do in Cleveland, but I'm pretty sure me and him will find some things to do, some places to eat and stuff. We're gonna hang out, which is actually really cool. I actually was thinking about this one. I think I'm gonna fly out maybe a day earlier. I was gonna fly out like Friday morning, Thursday night, but I think now I'm gonna fly out Wednesday night, Thursday morning, one of y'all, because Cleveland's only like an hour flight. So I just gotta figure out when I'm gonna fly out, and it'll actually also be a little bit of time for myself to just like relax, no kids, even though I have like the worst anxiety when I gotta leave my kids. Like I got, I told Gabby, I said like I'm leaving for the weekend. I'm going to your uncle's wedding, and I mean, of course she don't care. She's just like, that's how Gabby is. She probably just look at it, she got the house to herself or whatever. But I don't know. I get like real bad. Like I really can't sleep the night before I gotta fly, and I leave my truck. I just can't sleep. I don't know. I guess I'm like in full like dad mode or whatever. But it's just a crazy feeling. So I'll sleep on the plane. It's like an hour flight, and then when I get there, get settled, get down to business. I can't wait, man. His wife, well, his fiance, she's a really like I've met her a couple of times. I've had a lot of interaction with her like through text, through like DMing and stuff on Instagram because she's a listener to the show. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate you. But she's just I don't know. She's a really nice person. She's here for I had a party for my mom back in June, the surprise party, and they came up. And like, I mean, she just came in and she was like, what do you need help with? You know what I mean? Like, that was like her energy. Like, what do you need help with? I got it. You know what I'm saying? I had to like run out, me and Louis had to run out to get some stuff. And she was like, oh, it's cool because my daughters were here, the small ones. She's like, I got it. Like, she was, you know what I mean? And you could always tell like somebody's energy, how to, like it's real. Like she's like genuine. She's like, no, like, you know what I mean? She's like, I know you and him, y'all best friends, y'all brothers, whatever. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's showing up with that energy, so that's dope, man. But he really loves it. He really like we talk, man. He's really excited. He's nervous too, but that's just more about like he's not like he doesn't like a lot of attention or like the spotlight. So, but yeah, I can't wait, man. I really can't wait. This week in Philly, a police officer was killed at my job. Well, not at my job, but I work at the airport, so in the parking lot. It was like a really sad, crazy situation. There were some guys there trying to like steal some cars or something, and like they got off-duty cops. They were coming into work, I believe, and they saw them. It's like, hey, what up? And the guys started shooting at them. They shot one cop, I believe, in the shoulder. The other cop, they shot him and he died. It was like 4 guys. They actually just caught them all of them a couple days ago. It was so. While that's a very unfortunate situation, I'm glad the one cop pulled through. I'm sorry that the other guy unfortunately passed away. Something about this whole situation really disturbed me, and it was the reward money. So the reward money started at $35,000. And then it like quickly rose to $250,000 in like 2 days. And I get it, like it's a police officer and everything, but that's like one of my biggest gripes with the city is the reward money. They want to like solve murders and stuff like that, and you're not getting the information because when it's like a civilian, the money you offer is not relocation money. Nobody's fucking giving you any information if they're not getting enough money to relocate. So with a civilian, they normally the reward is normally $20,000. No fucking body is telling anything for $20,000. I can't. I have student loans that won't even pay off my student loans. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I just think I understand the the money for the cop was like donations and stuff like that, but I just know we got the money. If you're able to like send money overseas and waste money on whatever bullshit, and you're able to like get 95 up and running in a matter of 2 weeks, like that's all that stuff costs money. So I know the city has the money, they're just not allocating it to it. And I don't know, it just really bothers me because we're in a city where there's constantly murders and people fucking getting killed and shit like that, and then they post these, $20,000 for information. Like, motherfucker, nobody's giving up anything. You up the reward money, I guarantee you, if you up the reward money, people will fucking tell. People will give you the information you need. And you will get a lot of these people that are on the city off the fucking streets that shouldn't be on the streets. If it was $100,000, if every time somebody got shot, they said, we're giving you $100,000 for the information, guess what? I guarantee you they would solve, because $100,000 is relocation money. That's enough money for somebody to relocate their entire family, like immediately, tomorrow. You know what I mean? It may not necessarily be the greatest neighborhood, but they can relocate to another city, another state. You know what I mean? And you'd be able to hold themselves over till they find a new job and whatever. Because we all know how the streets work. If you give up information, somehow, some way, someone always finds out, and then after that, it gets chaotic. So that was the only part of it that really didn't sit right with me about that. We also had my cousin's memorial this past Friday. My cousin Marcus, I mentioned he had passed. They found him dead in sleep. I found him dead in his sleep the day before his birthday, hours before his birthday, before his 40th birthday. So that was pretty nice. I got there a little bit after it started. I think it started at 2. I got there 3. I got to see a lot of my relatives. A lot of people I actually hadn't seen in a while, which is really good. A lot of people actually I have been seeing, because we were just at that same place for a funeral a couple weeks ago, and then we had a funeral a couple months ago. So that was our 3rd funeral this year. So I'm burnt out with funerals. I'm kind of over it at this point. Again, like I always say, life is so fucking quick, y'all, and you just really gotta cherish it. Just cherish the time you have, make the best out of it, and just value life, man. Value life. I also, on Saturday today, I did a cousin's game night at my house, which was a lot of fun. A couple of my cousins showed up. I wanted a bigger turnout, but it didn't go that way. I wish more people could have came, but I don't know what the hell is going on. It was the people that came. It was actually so ironically, the cousins that showed up, with the exception of my cousin Amber, everyone else that showed up, I don't get to spend a lot of time with, and I don't get to see them that often. And the ones that were so everyone that was here kind of hadn't seen each other in a really long time, which was kind of dope, which is always my angle, is to find ways to reconnect people and for me to reconnect with my family. But it was really nice. My kids had fun, especially small ones. We was playing Twister and a game called CP Time and hip hop trivia and stuff like that. What else? Pictionary. It was pretty fun. Of course, we had food and drinks. But I'm gonna keep doing it, because it's really on my heart to just really spend a lot of time with my family, and under different circumstances, not always funerals and not even necessarily always weddings, just get together and hang out. My ultimate goal still is to get us all together for our Thanksgiving. One of my cousins, my cousin Lily, she came up with a really good idea. We were talking about trying to get a dinner, a big dinner done in January for my grandma. Her birthday actually falls on the 27th. She's obviously no longer with us, but this year she would have turned 85. Then 24 she'll be turning 86. It would have been nice to do it 85, but so I'm gonna start I'll drop it in the chat or drop it in everybody's ear, see how they feel about it. But yeah, I just really want. I don't know. I'm becoming that old cousin now, and that old man that just wants to be around his family and just spend time with people, and just rebuild relationships, reestablish them, and because our kids, I have children, and my children don't really know a lot of the other kids, and that's my fault. That's all of our faults. But I just really want to be better. It's just really important to me. So I'm gonna keep trying to get my folks together. I'm not gonna give up. Apparently we have some folks that aren't really seeing eye to eye or not getting along, but that's neither here nor there. It does kind of frustrate me though when I see people that are older than me, and they're acting younger than what they should. Just having a great. I mean, everyone has the right to feel however they feel, but I don't know. Me, I get along with everybody, so it's I can't understand when there's a disagreement between two people, how you can't find some type of common ground, or just whatever, nip it in the bud, whatever it is, or you speak your piece, they speak their piece, and then just move the fuck on. But I don't know, again, man, life is fucking quick, y'all, and I don't want to waste any time on bullshit, being mad at people and then they die, and then it's fuck, so I also saw in New York. So up in New York, man, they was using hotels to like house homeless people, and now they're being kicked out or whatever, telling them they told them they have to leave because they need the rooms for immigrants and asylum seekers, and this really pissed me the fuck off because again, like this country constantly like shits on its own people at the expense of people who aren't from here or don't live here. And obviously, everyone deserves somewhere to live and whatever stuff like that. But how are we bringing people into the country and then like at the expense of the people that are already living here that have paid taxes, that have been residents for years? Like I'm an American citizen and I have to live on the street, but this person who is not from here doesn't have citizenship, no green card or nothing. They're an immigrant and they're seeking asylum, and you're like, oh, we're gonna put them here. I think it's fucking disgusting, man. How do you do that to your own citizens, like people that are from here? It's fucking insane, man. And it's I don't know, man. Like it's not on any type of like, it's not on CNN or anything like that. You have to like really search for the shit to find that information. But it's really fucking sad that they are basically just pushing out their own people at the expense of people that aren't from here. I don't fucking like that. I'm sorry, but that shit pisses me off, man, because I feel like America gives so much opportunity to people that aren't from here, and then like we gotta like scratch claw, get student loans, do all this stuff, and other people don't have to like jump through the hoops that we have to go through, and it's disgusting. So I mean, to the point. Today, I wanted to talk about like when so you ever be in a relationship with somebody and y'all have kids together, but you feel like you're a single parent. That's what we're gonna talk about today. And from what I've seen, firsthand experience, from what I've seen, it's more of I can say this is where like us as men, we are dropping the ball, we fucking up. It's for many reasons. Some it may not be our fault. Some is just some men are just fucking selfish. But but yeah, man. Like oftentimes, like man, we get so used to like having a girlfriend or wife doing everything that we don't even know how to lighten the load, or we don't realize we need to lighten the load because you get so accustomed to let's say you guys meet up, you're together, y'all dating or y'all girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, for 5 years with no kids, and then a child comes along, and it could be your first child and whatever, and it could be both your first child, whatever, but you've never been in a situation where you're in a household with kids, so you're not adapting. You don't adapt to the fact that she had a baby, excuse me, and then now she's still doing all the other things. She's cooking, she's cleaning, and still got to be there for you. And there's a child, there's a whole human being here, and we're not catching it. We're not realizing like, dang, well, maybe I should do the laundry this week, or maybe I should cook dinner today. Whatever, maybe I should take the baby. Maybe I should take the baby to an appointment. And again, like a lot of times, you got to understand everyone needs a break. Running a household is a lot of fucking work, man. Like, and if you're in a relationship with somebody and you fucking feel like you're like the only parent, like you kind of don't need, you know what I mean? That's how relationships start to feel. You feel like I don't even need this other person. You know what I mean? So imagine your wife, she works all day. You expect her to make dinner when she gets home, do homework, pack lunch for tomorrow, pack your lunch, kids' lunch, and still have time to rub your back. I think a lot of people don't understand that raising kids in a relationship is truly a partnership. It really is like a joint venture. It takes two people, honestly, to run a household. And what is that noise? Something's going on outside. I hate recording in the daytime. But yeah, how can you expect anyone to show up for others if if they can't show up for themselves first? You know what I mean? I gotta show up as the mom or dad, whoever. I'm showing up for everybody in the house, but I'm not taking care of me first. I don't have any time to like come in and just like relax and just chill. Everyone needs that. The sooner we understand this, all the better. You know what I mean? And I myself, I'm guilty of not understanding these things when I was younger, especially when I was younger. And a lot of times as men, specifically me, we struggle with it because we didn't see that structure as a kid, where co-parenting duties were shared in the house. Again, I grew up in a household with all women. It was my grandma and my mom who raised me. And while I did have uncles in and out and around, whatever, but there was no, I didn't see anyone co-parenting. I didn't see a man and a woman sharing the responsibilities of me and my sister. I just saw my mom and my grandma kind of handling everything, which is a totally different dynamic. And because there was no man in the home, specifically my dad, all I saw was my mom and my dad doing everything. Um, and my mom would make sure that I saw like my relatives on my dad's side of stuff. She would reach out and, hey, I'll bring them over there this week. Hey, oh, y'all doing this? You know what I mean? And if we wanted to go, we would go. That was probably when we were younger, because that happened a lot when we were younger. Not so much as we got older. I will say I can remember because I once got in an argument with my kid's mom when I was like 21 or 22, and I remember saying to her, like, because obviously I worked all the time, I was like, oh, you don't never take the kids to see my mom, and she was like, that's not my job. And like I was like mad, I got really offended. At 22 I didn't understand. At 37 now I get it, but at 22 I was just like, I felt like because I was working all the time and I'm providing all these material things and I'm doing all that it's up to you to go and take my kids to see their mom. And it's like she was just on some like, no, you got to make the time to take them over there because one, I'm pretty sure your mom wants to see you too, but two, that's your mom. And then also like she went to like how, you know, she had a job too, she was working, she didn't work nearly as much as I did, but I wasn't at an age where I can like understand that we needed to really be sharing more of the responsibilities and, you know, not so much in the relationship, but just in the co-parenting part with the kids, because obviously she was still coming home and like cooking and cleaning and homework and doing all the things that I'm not there to do because I'm at work. So how could I expect her after doing all of this other shit to then be like, oh yeah, on your day off, on the one day off you have during the week, or you know that's free, use it to go to my mom's house, and she probably just wanted to stay in the house and relax, which she had every right to. So I had to learn that lesson very young. I actually didn't realize it until like I got older, after we were, you know, long done. Again, I was incorrect. I was wrong. I'm man enough to say I was wrong in that scenario. It's really important for us all to look at everything we do versus our partner and make sure we sharing the load. You know, especially now more than ever, where like one, it seems like there's so much to do in the day. I know, like me as a single parent, like I'm the only adult in my house, so I know all the shit that I have to do. If I was to bring someone in that situation, like you would have to be taking some of that load off of me. You know what I mean? It could be laundry, it could be dishes, whatever. But if I have another adult in the house that I'm co-parenting with or sharing a life with, and you're not lightening the load for me, you're kind of like pointless, because then that means the only thing you bring to the table or you're bringing to the relationship is sex. I can, you know, I can have that without having you in a relationship, you know what I mean, or in the house with me. A person being overwhelmed can lead to unnecessary stress, issues within the relationship. They'll feel unappreciated. Honestly, you know, I'm busting my ass. I'm cooking for this dude, and I got dinner done every day, and I worked at 9 to 5, and then he comes in from work, and you know he got a hot meal, and every day, and then like the one day that she doesn't want to do it or she can't do it, she's too tired, and you make a fuss about it, you know, they're gonna feel unappreciated, which again, it just leads to it's like a snowball effect. It's one of those things where like it just builds and builds and builds, and then someone just snaps out and explodes because, motherfucker, I've been telling you for months that I needed a break. You haven't been listening. And a lot of times it's as simple as I know dudes that are people. I know people in relationships that they're having this very problem right now, and it'll be like, because I have a lot of female friends, and one of my friends should be like, yeah, like I work 10 to 6. My boyfriend works 7 to 3. Oh, if he works 7 to 3, he should be picking the kids up, or he should go home and start dinner. It should be one or the other. I shouldn't have to get off work at 6, go pick the kids up from practice or wherever they at, and come home and start dinner. By the time dinner is done, it's probably 8:30. If you just started one of those things when you got off at 3 o'clock, she could be walking in the door at 6 to like hot food and kids doing homework or being set. You know what I mean? And then she could take it from there. But you got to just share the responsibilities. A lot of people don't know how. Specifically men, I will tell you just off experience and off what I see and what I know, that's really the area where we're just dropping the ball at. So if you are in a relationship or you have a wife, you're co-parenting with somebody and you're sharing a life with them, like really just look at, the things that y'all doing throughout the day and make sure like, it's more so of a partnership versus like a dictatorship and you like giving her shit to do and you're not doing nothing. You just sitting on the couch watching the game, playing the game, chilling, relaxing, sports center. A person who feels appreciated will feel loved, secure, and they will feel like they're valued. So again, that's why it's really important to just be more aware. When you're not, it's going to create conflict. It's almost like y'all working against each other. It'll get to that point. I felt like that before. I've been in a relationship before where I felt like I was doing more than the other person, and like gradually and slowly but surely. But that was more probably that probably was my fault for not speaking up. But again, it just build and build and build, and then one day I just like flipped out. Again, like my belief, I was just saying, like my belief, whoever gets home first should start dinner. Whatever needs to be done. That's my personal belief. You know what I mean? If you're again getting home early every day, then you like something needs to be done. Whatever has to be done. Like start dinner, dude. The other partner and parent, they should not be coming home to complete chaos. You walk in the door and everything's all over the fucking place. Again, this is a partnership. You have children and your relationship, it's a fucking partnership. And if it's done right, and I'm talking like I've done it before, but if it's done right, it can be fucking beautiful. You can literally be in a relationship and still feel like you're a single parent. Y'all gotta excuse if y'all hear like a cat. That's my cat. I told y'all I put my cat out because I put him out like 3 weeks ago. My man's peed. He was drawing. He was peeing on stuff. He had to go. Now he want to get back in. He not. So if y'all hear a cat meowing, that's my cat at the window. He's been there all morning. He's not getting back in. Back to what I was saying though. We also gotta choose our partners a little more wisely, because a lot of times the warning signs is there. When you're dating somebody, you could just pick up on certain things, like when you go to their house. Something as simple as you go to their house and their house is dirty. All right, it means you're not cleaning regularly. Like you don't like to clean. You need somebody to clean up behind you. Or even ladies, when y'all dating men and like he doesn't know how to do laundry, or he's still there. There's some grown men now that their parents still do their laundry. So you just gotta like look out for certain things, or their parents still cook the meals every day. That means they don't know how to cook, or they don't have the ability to cook. So you gotta look at that stuff, because again, a lot of times, a lot of men are mama's boys. A lot of men are baby. So you have to really pay attention to that, because you already got kids. You don't need a grown ass kid. You know what I mean? So just pay more attention and choose your partner more wisely. Again, I myself was in a relationship where I did all this stuff. I was in a relationship before where stuff just did not get done until I walked in the door. And after a while, it just became really frustrating. Like I would come home and it just, like, granted, at the time we didn't have kids together. Our child wasn't born yet, but obviously my kids are there and her child is there, and it, like I would walk in and just certain stuff just wasn't done. It'd be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And as versus when I was home, like if on my day off, I get up and I just organize the house, make sure everything's good. I'll throw some dinner on, and you know what I mean? Like that'll be that. Like it's just easier for you when you get home. And like I said, I'm guilty of not speaking up until it's too late. I'm guilty of, letting things build and just like, then just losing my shit and what the fuck? Why is this? You know what I mean? And then by that time, you're like so far like off the rails that they don't need, like they're not even really hearing you. You're not even able to get your point across because you're in such like a frustrated frame of mind. So my message for today, fellas, co-parenting really has little to do with money and providing. Um, as I said before, I believe in a different. So yeah, it's needed, but it's not the most important thing. Um, just remember, a relationship is a partnership, and like you have, like it really takes two people to run a successful household. It really does. Um, funny story. So back to my family. I was coming in the house the other day, and I like somebody honking their horn, honking their horn. It was my Uncle Clyde, and it's just, I don't know, it's just weird that like this version of him. Any of my relatives that know, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Like the younger version of Uncle Clyde, he was like so mean and like militant and like strict. And like now, it was a really good feeling because when I turned around, I heard somebody calling me. Turned around, and he was like he in front of the house in his car, and he had like the biggest smile on his face. It was me and Jordan walking in the door, and he just like, I don't know, like this. I love this version of him because he's just like, everything okay? I see you going to the house with that baby, you taking care of them kids. Like he just was like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, man, I love you, and I'll see you later. Like we're in that phase of like where our Uncle Clyde, he's like kissing babies and shit, and like it's really funny to see. Like he's always been a really, I ain't gonna lie, he's always been a really good uncle. Like if I was in any trouble or anything like that, he's not gonna let nobody do nothing to me. Even as a kid, he's very protective. But his way of showing love when we were younger is a lot different than the way he does it now. And I love the way he does it now because he's such a peaceful person. He's older now. He actually just got back from a cruise with his wife. I saw some pictures, which is really decent. But yeah, I don't know. Family just is becoming really, really important to me. It's really good to see my uncle just enjoying life. So yeah, it was I don't know, it's just a funny story. My plugs for today, I'm plugging Moshe. Moshe is a DJ. You can find him on IG at The Spin Therapist. That's THESPINTHERAPIST. He also has a website, www.thespintherapist.com, same spelling. He's also Moshe Jenkins on Facebook. A little bit about Moshe. He has multiple years of experience mixing music. He does weddings, birthday parties, any event that needs music. He also, this is what I really love about him, he works in the mental health field with children specialized in anxiety, depression, and trauma. I've known him, I met Moshe probably 96, 97, in the greatest middle school of all time, Conwell. We stayed in touch, obviously through social media and things like that. We actually were just texting back and forth. I want to say like 3 weeks ago, maybe. DMing back and forth. He hit me up about the podcast. We was just talking, have some dialogue about some father stuff. But he's also a dad. He's an awesome dad. I love how Facebook, like now when someone tags you on something, when they write a post about you, they have the option to like make it open for everybody. And I saw it. His girl, she had tagged a post of him. It's just about how great of a man he is, how great of a dad he is. And I don't know, it just really, I love seeing shit like that. I love seeing dads be dads and men really stepping up. So shout out to Moshe for being an awesome dad and being an even better boyfriend. And just keep up the good work, brother. I'm really proud of you, and I look forward to talking to you soon. That's all I got for y'all today. So definitely, if you need a DJ, reach out to him. Everyone has events. Everyone has something going on. Weddings. I just been in 3 of them. So reach out to him again. You won't be disappointed. As for me, I'm getting up out of here. Thank y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all time today. Everyone have a good week. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.